Royalty-free music. Is that even really a thing? The short answer to that is no. Nothing, and I mean nothing, in this world is free. Content creation is a bit of a parasitic industry. And maybe parasitic isn't quite the right word. Maybe symbiotic would be a slightly better word to use there. Who knows? Every aspect of what you do as a content creator, somebody is out there trying to cash in on the work that you're doing. There's some company or person out there providing some sort of service that can help you with content creation, but at a price. Now, this isn't always a bad thing. Take vidIQ, for instance. I use vidIQ, and there is a link below in the description to check them out. vidIQ exists to fill a need for research data that you just can't get anywhere else, especially within YouTube itself. What I'm getting with my monthly subscription fee to vidIQ is worth way more than what I'm actually paying. Realistically, I should have signed up for vidIQ a hell of a lot earlier than what I actually did. vidIQ stays in business because of people like me who are making content. They stay in business because people need access to the type of keyword research that vidIQ provides. Their service gives you quite a bit of advantage over your competitors. So yeah, it is worth the cost. We aren't here to talk about keyword research though. We're here to talk about music today. Music, sound effects, audio tracks, all things that you can add to your content to take it to that next level. You can go ahead and you can do a search for the best royalty-free music and spend the next several hours watching videos on that topic. That may actually be how you found this video. By and large, what you're going to find is a whole bunch of people making videos talking about a very small handful of royalty-free music services. Almost every single one of those will come with a link down in the description where if you click it and sign up, that content creator will get paid. Now, I've got some affiliate links down there in the description, so I'm not going to say that these people are wrong for doing that. I'm just trying to showcase that everything about content creation is about somebody making money somewhere. Everybody's got to get paid here. When it comes to anything free, it's definitely not free. Now, because there are a million videos on the topic of royalty-free music, I'm not going to point out any specific sites or, link to any specific services. I'm basically going to lay out things that you should consider, things to watch out for when picking royalty-free music. I'll say this a million times. The first thing you need to consider is that nothing in this world is free. And take a look at YouTube's audio library, for instance. There's seriously thousands of options to choose from, not only with music, but also sound effects. And the big question there is, what's the catch? Well, first, there's going to be a crap ton of other people that are using all of the things in that music library because it's free. So there's a high likelihood that there may be another video out there that's using the same music tracks and the same sound effects that you're using in your content. There's no getting around that. That just is what it is. Just know that if you're using the YouTube audio library, there's a higher likelihood of it. The other thing about the YouTube audio library is that YouTube owns that music. They own the rights to it. If you use any of the music tracks or audio effects from the YouTube audio library, I would strongly caution against uploading your content that has that stuff in it to any other platform other than YouTube. It's one thing to go ahead and share your YouTube version on other platforms like Facebook. It's a completely different thing to use those YouTube tracks in content and then upload that content to places like Rumble. The user agreement that YouTube gives you for their audio library is pretty vague, but I would not be surprised if somewhere down the road you end up in a little bit of hot water over using their audio tracks on other platforms. For most people, this isn't going to be a big deal. Who's really going to be affected by this is somebody who creates some content and then uploads it to another platform, and then that content ends up blowing up and becoming viral, and that person starts actually earning some income from that content. When you start making money, that's when you're going to pop up on the radar of YouTube or any other person who might have a financial stake in that audio. There are some websites out there that do provide music. They seem to be free. although maybe just a little bit sketchy. Now, they usually want you to add some sort of attribution to your description. They want you to add all the information about what website it came from, who made the music, what the track name is, all that good stuff. They also may want you to add different links to their website within your description. Depending on the user agreement, they may also only allow you to use that music in your content on specific sites. The whole thing just seems kind of excessive, especially considering that these types of free music usually don't have a huge catalog to choose from. The other thing is, I've seen multiple sites out there where you may be able to download that music track and put it in your content, but your content can be only viewed X number of times before it essentially runs out your license. Probably the biggest one that you're going to see out there for paid membership style sites is going to be Epidemic. I feel like every big content creator has a link to Epidemic down in their description. And it probably has to do with the fact that when you click that link and then you sign up over at Epidemic, that content creator gets a pretty damn good payday from it. It's fine. Look, we're all here to make money. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, this is how the industry works. Most of these services, they all work the same. Their pricing structure is all very similar. There are generally two types of licensing options. First, you can go on a per track basis. Find a song that you like and go ahead and pay for licensing for that one track. That lasts as many times as you want to use it, generally for whatever platforms you want to use it for. Pay the fee, the song belongs to you to use however you see fit. Generally, this starts at about $100 per music track. Now that seems kind of crazy considering that option B is their membership style. Membership can start at $15 to $50 depending on the site itself. That's a monthly fee, and that usually gives you access to everything that they have in their catalog for music and sound effects. Use it for pretty much however much you want, in whatever you want. It's yours to use as long as you have a membership with them. Let's say you downloaded 35 tracks, you made a couple of pieces of content and put it out there, and then 6 months down the road you decided to, cut your membership, but you still want to use that music. If you do that, you're going to end up getting yourself a copyright strike through YouTube. Read the fine print. Always, always, always read the fine print. Some memberships give you licensing, but only for certain platforms. You might have a limit on the number of times that your content can be viewed before your license runs out. I've even seen a couple of programs where, even though you're paying your monthly membership, they reserve the right to do ad placement within your content. Remember, when you upload your content on YouTube, it goes through that whole check system where it looks for copyright violations. YouTube's robots hear the music and then they search through the internet to find out who owns it, and they send them a message or whatever. They do their little handshake. And then they wait for authorization to see if you are authorized to be using that music. At that point, the music subscription site goes ahead and clears you for usage. They clear it because you've already previously given them all of your information, your YouTube channel, your whatever. Now, if you didn't read the fine print, there may be something in there about them being able to add ads to your content. That's something that they respond to YouTube with during that process. YouTube then places the ads, and any revenue that comes in for that gets sent off to the music people and not to you. It's just one of those times where you really want to read through and make sure that you're 100% clear on what you're getting yourself into when it comes to using other people's work within your own work. Personally, I feel like it is way too much of a hassle to go through one of these music services if you're a smaller YouTube channel. Those are the channels that I created this channel for. It's the people who are, working towards their 1,000 subscriber mark or have just recently made that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm making content for smaller content creators. These are channels who either can't necessarily afford the music subscription or can't justify the cost of that subscription at this point because they just aren't bringing in enough money to offset that cost. You just really want to be careful with your content and make sure that you're not leaving yourself wide open for somebody else to take advantage of you. One of the ways that I've personally combated this is by making sure that I own 100% of my content. I'm not using YouTube's audio library, so that means that I can upload my content to YouTube, I can upload it to Rumble, I can upload it wherever in the hell I want on the internet. I'm not using a subscription service for music or some sketchy free music website. That means that 100% of my content belongs to me, and nobody else can come in later on and say that I owe them a percentage of the revenue that I've made, because it's all mine. Sometimes we do need a little background music though, right? Maybe it's an intro that you're trying to put together for your videos. Maybe it's just moments in your content where you're trying to liven it up with a little bit of quiet music. Down below in the description, I'm going to leave 3 links to some music that is actually royalty free. Disclaimer, these are affiliate links, and so if you do click those links and you purchase any of that music, I do get a very small commission on that. That being said, these 3 albums are created by another YouTuber named T Electric. 3 albums, each one has 10 tracks. Each album is $10. That's 30 music tracks for 30 bucks, and you can do whatever in the hell you want with it once you've paid for it and downloaded it. Intros, background music, whatever platform, however many times you want to use it. Once you've paid for it and you've downloaded it, do whatever you like as you see fit. I really feel fortunate to have connected with T Electric early on in my YouTube journey. I mean, I really do. Regardless of whether or not people agree or disagree with the type of content he creates, none of that matters. You know, he is making music and putting it out there at a more than reasonable cost so that smaller creators have access to actually royalty-free music for their content. I respect that. I really do. If you're looking for some music tracks, at least hit those links down below and check it out. You may actually find something that works for the project that you're working on at a price that you definitely aren't going to beat. The main takeaway from today's video is be aware of the terms of service for anything that you plan on using or adding into the content that you're creating. I cannot stress enough how important fine print is and actually reading through it. If you sign a deal with a royalty-free music service, and that music service in their fine print says that they can add ads into your content, then by my view, you don't actually own your content anymore. That music service is going to be collecting a paycheck from your hard work, not you. And to me, that's just not right. Make sure that you know what you're getting into when it comes to adding things into your content. That's all I'm saying. Don't just think about today, this project that you're working on right now. Think ahead. Think about how you may want to use that content later on a different platform or whatever the case may be. That's it for today, folks. It looks like it's going to be an amazing weekend this weekend, so I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm going to get out and do some hiking this weekend. Don't worry though, I'll see you right back here real soon.